Welcome to the Dusty Futon REMIX. I'm Big John, the host of the Dusty Futon, and first thing, I want to thank every single one of you who follows the Dusty Futon and listens to our episodes. You are the reason I do this. I'm going to be releasing seasons 1, 2, and 3 in a kind of 2 or 3 episode combo with some introduction. The first episode of season 1, these episodes were recorded in a garage in Santee, California. Episode 1 was released on April Fool's Day 2015, which was completely intentional. One of the interesting things about this episode is talking about roommates. We find out how Tyler, my first co-host, got stabbed. Now, I'll warn you, if you're a Dusty Futon fan for any of the recent episodes, this may seem a little different. We started with random topics and a couple of ideas to share, and you'll see that it wasn't until episode 3 that we first started talking about music, and then we kind of zeroed in on it. So here is episode 1, season 1 of the Dusty Futon.
Well, it's dirty and it's brown, it's a little undown, like I just got it out of the middle, lost and found. Trying to test it, germ infested, stained by food, partially digested. Nobody can say what you find between the dirty couch gushers that have never been cleaned. Missing keys or American cheese, trapped to sit where the kiss will conceive. Pleasure to meet ya, we're happy to see ya in the Dusty Futon.
Welcome to the Dusty Futon.
The Dusty Futon.
Dusty Futon.
How is everybody doing today?
I'm doing great. Thanks for asking.
Awesome.
Oh, wait, we got a lot of people hopefully listening. Hopefully.
Yes. Shall we take this time to introduce ourselves?
You know what? Go ahead.
Okay.
Introduce me.
This, my friend here, my lovely assistant, my lovely co-host, Big John, and that is not just a clever name. You are, in fact, a big fellow.
I am. I'm 6'4", about 200-something pounds. I'm going to leave that open to appreciation.
It
fluctuates.
It fluctuates. Ladies, if you're a chubby chaser,
yeah,
this man might
I'm
have
not
what
fat
you're looking
John.
for.
I'm Big John.
Big boned John.
Big Bone John.
Is that the middle name? Boned? That's what she'll tell you.
That's what she wants. So anyway,
Yes.
and to my left or right, depending
Well,
on
now
where
you get to introduce me.
I get to
I just
introduce
introduced you.
Yes.
Yeah.
So to my left, my lovely co-host is...
Stop. You know how to
TJ.
make a girl blush.
Well, you can't help but blush. You're Irish, aren't you?
Yeah, well, that's a sunburn. That's not
Okay.
Yeah. That's the best I got for a tan, okay?
Well,
I
that's-
stood outside for 5 minutes.
That's pretty... Is that what happened? You got that on the way over here, because I don't remember that from last time.
Yeah, that was like on the way from the car to your garage. That's
okay.
what happens to me.
My garage, yeah.
Yes.
The garage that I rent, I'm using a quarter of this garage space for this podcast. And that's it.
I know. Don't be jealous. Don't be jealous.
I live in the East County area of San Diego, and I rent a room in a 4-bedroom house.
Now, I do have to say that it is probably the classiest garage in East County.
Yeah, but there's no desert equipment in my garage.
It's
all storage.
So you're not a desert guy?
Well, no, I am, but I'm like the guy that goes with friends. So it's like if my roommates were going and they had gear, I'd be tagging along with them.
Oh, okay.
But I.
So you got roommates?
Yeah, and one of them I wouldn't tag along with anywhere I go right now. But,
Oh, one of those.
yeah. Whenever you live with people, you have drama.
Absolutely. So this one time,
Uh-oh.
so we had a house party, right, at our apartment, and, everybody's playing around, dudes be dudes, they start wrestling, but, when alcohol is involved, there's always that spilling point when playing around becomes something more, and it turns personal. So next thing you know, my friends are at each other's throats. They're fighting each other, and me, as kind of a pacifistic guy, I have to go in there and break it up. And it's my house, too. I don't want him to break anything.
Yeah.
So I run over, and I grab my friend, and
Guys,
yeah.
stop fighting.
Quit it.
Jesus.
So I grabbed my friend behind the end, and I pulled him off of him. They got separated. One dude got dragged out the door, and then I'm just kind of trying to take in the whole situation. Okay, what happened, and why is my arm wet? And I look down, and I am bleeding profusely.
What?
Somewhere in the scuffle, one of the guys fighting grabbed a knife and swung it around and stabbed me in the arm. I got stabbed in the arm, and I'm just sitting there going, oh. This could be bad. I think is this hospital worthy? Do I need to see the ER?
Wow.
So
I did not see that coming. That's what
I'm
she said.
hardcore, dude. I'm telling
Yeah,
you.
you are.
I've taken knives before.
See, this is what I'm talking about. This
Yeah.
is the stuff we're going to learn together.
we are.
We're going to learn together.
more than you ever wanted to know. So here we are. My name is Tyler. This is Big John once again, and welcome to the Dusty Futon.
Oh yeah, we're doing a podcast. We're not just hanging out talking.
Now, some of you listening are probably going, futon? What the F is up with the futon?
I forgot. Thanks for reminding me.
Yeah, no worries. So what about this futon? Where did we come up with this beautiful piece of furniture that stands before us today?
Well, what's funny is we talked about, you and me met, and we talked about different ideas for the show name. And we're like, well, we can do the Big John and TJ show or something like that, or BJ and TJ. And we're like,
And that just sounded like some
Gay
promo
porn
you
site.
get in Mexico.
yeah,
you know?
what, that too, yeah.
Exactly.
The BJ. It's the BJ and TJ show. No, so I came down and I first started setting everything up, and one of my roommates has this dusty old futon that was leaning up against the wall, and I'm like, dude, that'd be perfect. We can just sit there on the futon and chat and have guests come over and we could chat on the futon.
Perfect. It's perfect. I mean, it's relatable because who hasn't owned a futon at one point in their life?
Honestly, I've never owned a futon, but I've sat on, slept on, and used many of them. And
Well, you must be one of those 1%ers then.
yes,
You know.
I'm the one. No, I'm the futon sleeper. I'm the reason you have a futon.
There we go.
I'm the guy that comes over to your house and gets drunk, and then you're like, well, we got this futon.
Yeah, we got this couch. I think it's a couch.
and it's usually, where is it usually at? In the garage.
Yep. Because my wife won't let me keep it in the house.
Yeah, it's too dusty. It's left over from college. I don't mind the stains, brah.
So that's awesome. Okay,
So the concept
yeah.
came from the name as well. The Dusty Futon is everything and anything.
It's just an ideology.
Yes, because you can find within the Dusty Futon almost anything, depending on who's slept on it, who's been there, who's walked on it, who's used it as a stepladder to reach cornflakes.
It's almost like a metaphor of life.
Yeah, so that's what we are going to represent to you, the listeners, is the Dusty Futon can literally be anything.
It's filled with all sorts of neat stuff and gunk.
And yeah, some of it's gross, some of it's funny, some of it's a little obscene, like a used condom from 3 weeks ago. But the fact is,
You can also find valuables in there.
exactly, little nuggets of information that'll come forth,
And little nuggets of other
information that you might want to delete.
something. Yeah.
But you never know what you're going to find.
No.
So
you never know what you're going to find. So that's where it all came from.
Yeah,
The
for
Dusty
and
Futon.
it's not even my futon; it belongs to my roommate.
Well, yeah, don't waste your money on those.
I know. And yeah, I didn't even buy. I don't even own the dang thing, and it developed our show. Like,
It was, let's call it destiny.
yeah, no, we're calling it Dusty Futon, and it's Big John and Tyler,
That's right. We
And-
are calling it that.
and this is our first episode.
Congratulations.
I know, congratulations!
I know, right?
We have our first podcast up, so that means Star Wars?
Pyrotechnics.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah. Spare no expense.
I see that, and I like it. I gotta admit that. So, but next week we're gonna do this on a weekly basis.
Yes, every Wednesday we're going to put out some new material.
Exactly. And next week, just like the informative nuggets you were referring to that can come out of the Dusty Futon, that is, we are going to have some beautiful nuggets of tax information.
Oh my God, you trust me. I know. You've been itching to talk about it. You're like, when are these guys going to talk about taxes?
I know. It's like, oh God, I came to the Dusty Futon to learn about my taxes, bro. But no, tax season is approaching. 2 weeks. 2 weeks, April 15th,
don't
isn't it?
remind me.
You better do your taxes.
Oh, I was trying to get that stuff together before I got over here, and it just already, I want to pull all of my pubes out one by one.
You know what, though? It's funny because I was in the Navy for like 15 years, and I heard so many people go, oh, my God, taxes are so bad, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, what do you mean they're so easy? I just take this one piece of paper over to. But now I'm going, and now I'm looking at those people going, God, I'm so sorry. Because it was so easy for the Navy people. We just take it over to H&R Block, and then we walk out with a check.
Well, yeah. Well, don't you guys also get some sort of a break, like a price break? Nothing.
No.
Gosh.
We pay the same
Those
level of
Nazis, they
taxes
got to
that
hook
you
up.
do.
Come on, you're risking your life for our country. and they
I'm
don't even
paying
give
my
you a
own
benefit on
damn
taxes.
salary.
I always did taxes myself, and maybe that's a reason why I probably owed hundreds of dollars the past few times. But now it's going to be interesting because now I can write off a lot of stuff being a partner of Uber. So we're going to see. I mean,
You got to be careful with that. So.
Yeah, I really do. So I'm going to be getting a little bit of a raise in that aspect.
So, and that's another thing to look forward to at the Dusty Futon. We've got two completely different aspects, even though we're very similar. We did say on the website we're separated at birth about 6 years apart.
Yeah, I don't know how the science really works out there, but
I'm studying that currently so I can explain that when people ask. And on that note, we'll see you all next week. I'm Big John.
And I am Tyler.
You can email us through our website at dustyfuton.com and contact us through Facebook and Twitter.
Follow us and send us your tweets, and we'll follow you.
Thanks for listening.
Bye.
Adios.
See you later.
Go climb a tree.
Climb a tree. Make like a tree and get out of here.
Wow. I forgot how dumb we were with this. It was a lot of fun. Tyler wrote that song. He wrote the lyrics to it and played the guitar. I sang it. That was our original theme song and our theme song for the first 2 years. So you learned about the origins of how Tyler got stabbed and a few other interesting things. Now, the next episode, episode 2, we're talking about taxes, but it is just us talking about our taxes and coming up with ideas of other tax write-offs for other professions. So please enjoy episode 2 of the Dusty Futon.
Well, it's dirty and it's brown, it's a little undown, like I just got it out of and lost and found. Trying to test it, germ infested, stained by food, partially digested. Nobody can say what you find between the dirty couch gushers that have never been cleaned. Missing keys or American cheese, trying not to sit where the kiss will conceive. Pleasure to meet ya, we're happy to see ya in the Dusty Futon.
I can't wait to be inside you.
What did you just say?
The audio, you know, that's part. Whoa, dude, what the heck did you just do?
Don't worry about it.
Did you just plug me in and out of the Matrix?
Yep.
What the fuck?
But you're not supposed to know that.
Well, now I know.
Do you want the red pill or the blue pill?
What happens if I take both?
I've always wondered that. Do you get like a split personality?
I don't know, man. I bet if it doesn't kill you, you would trip balls.
Oh, dude, could you imagine?
Oh, man.
Like he was tripping with the freaking glass already on his arm. It's like,
if you take the blue pill, you stay in the rabbit, or you stay in Wonderland. If you take the, and he's all take both. Pop him real quick. He's like, shit, I did not foresee that. The Oracle did not tell me that was going to happen.
Neo, you are no longer the one.
Yeah.
We will change your name to not Neo.
Neo, you no longer have herpes. It just cured you.
Yes.
Yeah. Bonus.
It's like, now Morpheus is like, oh man, I have to rethink the way I present this shit.
No, right. Maybe I should wait until he makes a decision before I whip out the party drugs.
Yeah. I forgot some of these guys that stay up late night on the computer take drugs. People are stupid.
People are really retarded. Oh my God, you know what else is retarded? Taxes. Dude.
That was a horrible segue.
Horrible as it is, it's true. I fucking hate taxes.
Yeah, I hate taxes too.
The worst.
But,
oh my goodness.
But still.
Did you already get yours done?
Yeah, I did. I did finish them.
Okay, so how'd you do?
I got money back.
Ooh.
But I don't get to see it.
What? How? Explain that to me.
I explain it to you. Well, I got money back in my tax return. Like when I filed, the government ended up owing me money. But because last year, I know it's like it felt great.
Yes.
But last year I owed them. And so I went on a payment plan. And part of the agreement with the payment plan is they get any of my future refunds.
Oh, okay.
Until I pay it off. So it's kind of a good thing because it paid off a debt.
You're almost debt free.
Yeah.
Woo!
Well, at least to them.
Nice. Nice.
I am in debt to everybody else but the government now. So what about you?
Yeah.
Did you get him finished?
Well, you know, I've got everything together, and I've turned it into a guy.
That's good.
Yes, but that's as far as it's gotten so far. I haven't gotten anything back, and I'm really nervous.
I wouldn't be nervous because the reason is those guys, they do a much better job than you do it by yourself. And you mentioned that you're an Uber driver.
Yes.
And so now you're into the field where you can start writing shit off.
That's right. I have been saving all my receipts.
Yeah, you can write your gas
all
off.
my expenses taken care of, everything. So I'm getting all that stuff together. He's actually got it all.
getting a little excited there.
Because it's an exciting topic. I love taxes.
It is true.
I love them. So now Mr. Davis has my taxes. He's looking through all the expenses, getting stuff done, and
Dude, I'm stoked for you.
yeah. So I think we're actually going to get some money back this year.
So you gave him all of your receipts? Like
every receipt that I had.
What other stuff do you get to write off as an Uber driver?
Oh, it's great. Anything that's auto related, I can write off on my taxes, like gas. Any kind of gas purchase, I can save.
What about like windshield wiper fluid?
Yes, anything windshield wiper.
That's like obscure.
No, well, that's not too obscure, but
who thinks of it's like only $1.
That's true. But, things that aren't really necessarily related to my car, but related to my job. Like, I provide bottle of water for my passengers. And
you can write those off?
I can write that off.
Holy crap. Are you
Absolutely.
providing them, like, Evian and Perrier so you can write off a lot?
Right, yeah, I get more chunk back. The problem with that is that I'm spending more to get that, so I'm not really benefiting from that. But, I did hear about an Uber driver that put a karaoke machine in their car.
What?
For Yes. They literally, it's got microphones and everything, and they give them to the people in the back. It's all wireless, and people just get down and party in his car.
I ain't gonna lie. At first, I was like, "That's stupid," and then I thought about it for a second. I'm like, "That's fucking genius."
How great would that be?
Oh my gosh! And they're only like $100. So if you have a,
so it's installed in his car, and I'm sure that he got to take that and write it off on his taxes because it's a business-related expenses to get the higher rating.
Other crazy shit that you can tax. Like, I wonder if.
Uh-oh. I see the cogs turning. I already know. Oh, God.
I wonder if porn stars can write off condoms and STD treatments.
Or what about, oh, my God. What about, like, the fluffers, like, can they write off a hand lotion? Like, Lubriderm, It's for my job, man.
What else?
I can't do my job with that.
But tax write-offs can be fun.
Yeah,
but I wonder.
But what about things like birth control and contraceptives?
Now that's the type of stuff that might legitimately be a tax write-off if you're a professional. If you work at as a professional hooker.
What if you're like a fancy hooker and you have to? Can you write off like your Kristen Louboutin shoes?
Louboutin.
Of course, I know Louboutin. Okay. Don't ask me how. I used to be a high-class hooker.
Do you have
FYI.
Do you have a fetish for shoes?
No, I don't. But I do have a stepmom that is really into that kind of stuff, and so I hear about it. It's Facebook, everything's spread. It's very educational, the internet.
You know what, though? I see that. I actually had a friend that started a page about shoes.
Just about shoes?
Just about shoes.
I bet you it's super successful. Probably has more hits than...
You know what? I haven't looked at it in a while. I think I signed off of it because I was tired of seeing all these studded, badass, cool-looking shoes that I'd like to see on a woman.
Like Kiss shoes?
Yeah. Like studded leather and like high heels, like 9-inch stilettos with the studs all over them. And I think I like those.
Take notes, ladies.
Yeah.
Take notes, ladies. This is the kind of stuff that Big John's into. So if you want to impress... Bring your studded stilettos.
What can I say?
Right. In fact, with your tax refund, you can probably go buy yourself a nice, good pair.
There you go.
Of
1 week left.
knee highs.
One week left.
1 week.
I like that. What you did there, you brought it back to the beginning.
The return. The return of the refund.
It's the return of the taxes.
But yeah, so
no more stress until next year now.
No more stress. Well, yeah, I'm interested to
gonna,
see what I get back. If
yeah.
I get a big chunk of money back, I'm going in and I'm going to get us some good equipment here.
You're going to buy a set of headphones.
I'm going to buy a more than $9 set of headphones. Exactly. I can't even hear myself.
Well, we just started, so it's not like we have any like income.
Exactly. No, the seed is planted.
Exactly.
Okay, and now it's growing into a fine weed.
We'll see. A fine weed.
A fine weed.
A fine weed.
So, yeah. I'm looking forward to it. Let's see how we do. And,
yes.
Yeah.
I am. It's as exciting. And we brushed over it a little bit last week. It's exciting. This is both of ours little baby. We just came up with the idea, and it's come to fruition. And we launched 2 weeks ago. Well, a week ago. Duh.
Yeah.
we launched. I can't keep track of my time.
Yes. This is episode 2.
Yeah.
First week.
Yeah. First week. So it's incredible, and the response that we've already gotten.
It's been great.
It's been great.
Oh my
people
God,
love
we love our listeners.
Yeah, the reaction that people have to how we sound is incredible to me.
Absolutely.
So
share us, please.
Yeah.
Share us with your friends on Twitter, on Facebook.
Oh, yeah, at www.dustyfuton.com.
And send us an email. Let us know. In fact, send us
Pictures.
Pictures, yes. Oh,
We
my
want
God.
Pictures.
We all know that somebody out there You have a futon somewhere. I know you do. Or a friend with a futon. Send us pictures. We want some crazy-ass photos of you on futons doing whatever. I'm serious. Whatever, because it's the internet, and there's no rules.
And if you already have pictures from your past, like when you were in college years, send us those too. Well, if you want, you can even specifically say it, and we'll black out your eyes.
Yeah, absolutely.
And censor your eye parts or any special parts, and we'll post them. If you want us to, we'll put them on our website. We will put them on Facebook. We'll blast it all out there.
It'll be fun, and you'll get to be famous. Shameless self-promotion. There's nothing wrong with that.
Heck no, man.
Fuck, man.
Well, and that's the thing is we get to learn more about you, like you get to learn more about us.
Exactly.
So grow with us.
Yeah.
Grow with us.
Grow, my children.
Come.
Grow.
Come grow with us.
Okay, it's getting
Dusty Futon. We will commence liftoff. Sayonara. Goodbye.
Oh my God. They have turned off their
You think so?
Yeah, I think they turned off a long time ago.
Well, what's funny is I'm just putting my hand over the microphone and talking funny into it, and it sounds like Sean Connery.
Yes, it sounds like Sean Connery.
Sean Connery.
Yes.
I am 007, 008, and 009. And I know where the Red October is.
Yes, I am a Russian submarine commander.
As you can tell, we had way too much fun recording the show. We never really decided on an ending before we started recording the show, so we didn't know how to end them. That's why that one was just random talking, and we decided after this episode that we would literally just pick a point where we would cut off and have it be something weird. So the rest of season 1, and I think season 2 actually had that. Well, until we get to listening to season 2, we'll figure that out. But that was quite interesting idea, and I thought it was fun. It was a unique little idea, but it ended up leaving us with no information to put out to the listeners. So eventually we changed that up and decided to put an add-on like we did in season 1, episode 1. But for episode 3, we had a friend of Tyler's on who also happens to run a YouTube channel called SoCal 420 Report. So you could tell what this episode talks about. But we do actually get into music a lot. So enjoy episode 3 of season 1.
Well, it's dirty and it's brown, it's a little undown, like I just got it out of and lost and found. Trying to test it, germ infested, stained by food, partially digested. Nobody can say what you find between the dirty couch gushes that have never been cleaned. Missing keys or American cheese, trapped the said where the kiss will conceive. Pleasure to meet ya, we're happy to see ya in the Dusty Futon.
What did the owl say when a woodpecker pecked on his tree?
Oot, oot.
Hoot, hoot. Thank you. I'll be here all the way.
Wow. All right.
All right, so
so
what is your YouTube handle, channel, subscription place, or whatnot?
well, they're asking me where I'm at. So what did we say? SoCal 420 Report.
SoCal 420
420
Report. And your name is Nick.
Nick Razor. If you punch up Nick Razor on the search for YouTube, it will come up with my.
What are you doing on this SoCal 420 report?
I'm reporting. Are we recording here?
Yes.
Oh, well, you didn't tell me that.
I didn't realize I had to say,
I
hey,
was
by the
recording.
way,
It's
we're recording.
Oh, yeah.
I had to interrupt you. It was funny that way.
All right. So on the SoCal 420 Report, I report on marijuana, and I go to certain dispensaries, and what I do there is I buy, unbeknownst to them, that I don't tell them that I'm with the show or anything, and I buy their top shelf sativa indica hybrid, and then I bring it back to the studio and I test it out with either by myself or with some friends.
Well,
Nice.
that sounds like a terribly boring job.
I know.
Yeah, it's real boring. But somebody has to do it, right?
It must
Yeah,
be
exactly.
boring to watch. So who films it?
I film myself. Yeah.
Okay, you film yourself.
Yes.
I do that too, but I don't show that to people.
They can't see me from the waist down.
Well, that's good. I'm pretty sure your girlfriend doesn't want that to happen either.
No, right. Neither of them.
So we want to welcome you to the Dusty Futon.
Yes,
Thank
welcome
you very
aboard,
much.
Welcome, thank
Wow.
you. Yes, I hope it's not too dusty. We tried to dust a little bit, but
But I got to say that we have Nick on because we're talking about music, and Nick happens to have been in a band with Tyler at one point.
yes, briefly for it was 8 years.
8.
actually.
Yeah, about. I
8
thought it was more
years.
like 9.
It felt like 9.
What does 9 feel like?
So okay, in terms of the band, we got to know, we got to clarify positions, like what and instruments. So first, Nick, let's start with you. What do you play?
Doggy style.
I like that. I like that. Okay,
I am a singer. I am the lead singer of the band GFI.
as a singer,
Uh-huh.
what is your range?
Well, it's funny because I am older now, and my range has gone quite a bit down over the years. I've lost my range. I've been in bands ever since I was started my first band at 15, and they were always punk bands, and we always had, it was always, I had a very big range, even though punk bands traditionally screaming, yelling, the whole 9 yards. Instead, I brought a more melodic, along with the crunch and the fast and the beating. So my range has changed over the years. I will tell you this: that when I was in high school, I could hit Freddie Mercury notes.
Nice.
Yes.
No head voice, just actually hit them with your tenor range.
Yes.
Wow.
Well, tell him what kind of training you had. I mean, before you were a singer in a band.
I was in a choir in school. When I went to a parochial school.
Ooh.
Boy, this is all
church
going to
boy.
come out, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
I went to a parochial
Church
school.
boy with the SoCal 420 report going on right now here on the Dusty
wait a
Futon.
minute now.
Oh, we're not tying all that together?
my father is a Baptist minister, and he still is to this day. Assistant minister, but he's older. And so I grew up in a very Christian household.
Mm-hmm.
And with that happening, I was ensconced. I was enveloped in the Christian lifestyle and all that stuff. There's a lot of singing, a lot of,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I grew up Catholic, so trust me, I feel your pain. And by the way, speaking of music, if you can hear that in the background, that is the ice cream truck.
Yes.
We have an ice cream truck here at the Dusty
I
Futon.
wrote that song, too. I mean, don't I get something for that?
I know.
Are there royalties?
I got to go to ASCAP, BMI, and claim my fortune here. Oh, my gosh. Back to music. Back to Tyler. So what did you do? You played guitar.
Lead guitar.
Lead
Only
guitar.
guitar, really. We never had a rhythm guitarist with me.
Were you able to make it kind of adjust so that it sounded like there was a little bit deeper of a
I
rhythm?
think we just really had a beefy bass. We had him turn up a lot, so it kind of, while I was soloing and noodling about, he would, still maintain the substance of the music. And that way I could just be guitar player all by myself, and I get all the attention. It was the best. Isn't that why everybody starts at getting in a band? It's for attention, right?
Sorry, little Aerosmith plug right there. Yeah.
Oh, you nailed it.
Thank you. Steven Tyler
Look out,
reinvented.
Steven Tyler.
Right.
I got this on lockdown. Okay, so you said you were in a band for 9 years.
Correct.
I have to ask the obvious question. How far did you get? Like, where did you go? What did you do?
Well, we stayed pretty much in the Southwest United States. We never made it past Phoenix, Las Vegas. I didn't get to go up north with you guys when you did Idaho on the Warped Tour.
Oh, right.
I
right.
just missed. I think I joined the band right after that. when the
Because,
former guitar
Nat
player
was
left.
leaving.
Yeah,
so.
Nat Lou, the former guitar player, he left, and here I was looking for a band at the time. I was just pissed off of playing in the garage and just wanking, and it just kind of sucked doing it all by myself.
Sounds like being single.
I found, so I, like most people in the 21st century, looked for some action on Craigslist, and so I looked out there for bands looking for guitar players, and I found, we're this band, this hardcore band. I thought I'll check them out, and I thought the first thing I heard, the first song was called Porn Again. It was the title track off of their 7th album. Again, and it was just very energetic. It was kind of like skate punk. I really liked what I heard, so I thought I'd go and check them out, and I drove all the way down to Chula Vista. You guys made me come all the way down to Mexico, basically, to go record.
You went to Mexicali to learn how to play?
And I auditioned for the band, and afterwards, I think we all had a good time, and he called me up a week later and said, hey, we want to come do it again, and played just a few more songs. I learned like 4 more from the set list, and they offered me the job right there, and
Dude, that's cool.
it was nice.
But no, there's this chemistry that happens when you don't even realize it. You're not looking for it necessarily. It's almost like what they say about falling in love when you find a good bandmate. And obviously, you two are still good bandmates because you've spent 9 years together and you parted ways properly, and you're able to stay friends. That sounds like a good relationship.
Yeah, no, it's great.
I'm proud of you guys.
It's a brotherhood, as you would. It's kind of a brotherly love.
I hate this motherfucker.
And that's the thing. Brothers necessarily aren't always friends either. But there's an understanding between. Like, we've had friends, brother bands out in like Las Vegas. Shout out to Guilty by association. But they've had some differences with a few band members, and we've seen quite a few squabbles in between the bands. Just with the history of them over the years.
Wow!
One of
Fights
which,
galore.
Oh my God! Mike, the singer of the band, was so great. He gets up, and this drummer that's in their band, his name was Chris. Was it Chris?
I think it was Chris.
I think it was Chris. It was one of the Chris's. I think they had like 4 Chris's. Anyway, he's too drunk to play, and he starts freaking out in the middle of the set, and he just stops everything in mid-song, gets up and walks off. And everyone's like, what's going on? The whole show stopped. Everybody who was going, what the, just
Mike looked right out at the crowd, and he says, "I think my drummer has to pee." So they waited, and then he goes back there to see what happened. He gets him to come back on, and then after he starts the song, he quits again and throws the sticks and jumps off the stage, and Mike goes after him.
Oh, he not only did he go after him, he picked up one of the cymbal stands
That's right.
and threw it
at him.
over a bunch of people in the crowd, and it nails Chris right in the head, and it gashes him right open, blood spewing everywhere, and then it just becomes a wrestling match in the hallway.
Wow.
Oh my God, it was great.
I've seen fights, man.
So anyway, back to what I'm saying. You're not always friends in a band, but it's just kind of a brotherhood.
When you have that symmetry, that symbiosis, it's going to last as long as it's meant to last.
It turns into a friendship.
And
it turns into brotherly love, and we all helped each other.
And helping each other is really what brotherly love is all about.
Yeah.
In fact, my brother, I'm going to help you out right now. Check Nick Razor out at SoCal 420 Report on YouTube. Also, fatnug.com. You can also watch our band GFI on YouTube. We've got a few.
I got to go check that out. That's going to be funny. I want to see you guys playing. But
yeah, it's a lot of fun.
don't forget to check us out at dustyfuton.com if you haven't yet. Play around on the website and submit to the Dusty Futon.
It's also check us out on Facebook and Twitter.
And we live tweet every day that we release an episode, every Wednesday at
4 p.m. Pacific time.
Yeah. 4 p.m. Pacific time. We're going to be sitting here in front of a computer acting like we're a bunch of dorks. So come check us out. It was great having you, Nick. And, SoCal 420 Report.
Yeah, buddy.
These are stories that help to develop what we wanted to do for the Dusty Futon. It was from there on we decided it should be a musician's podcast. Getting stories like Nick being from parochial school and a church boy and having an actually good range, but still having that punk rock kind of gravel sound. There you go. Those are the first 3 episodes of Season 1 of the Dusty Futon, which initially aired April 1st, 2015. And again, next week, we're going to have 3 more episodes of Season 1 of the Dusty Futon. Thanks again for listening to the Dusty Futon, a Big John Entertainment production. Make sure and check us out at dustyfuton.com. Don't forget also to follow us on Twitter at Dusty Futon and Facebook at The Dusty Futon. If you have any questions, concerns, or if you want your own episode, email admin@dustyfuton.com. Future episodes are going to be open to a variety of styles, including one-on-ones and tribute bands and talking to all sorts of different styles of musicians. So no matter what your style is, if you're interested in talking to me and one of my co-hosts about it, we can sit down and chat, or we can talk one-on-one. And make sure and check out BigJohnEntertainment.com and sign up on the newsletter there. That way you can stay up to date on everything that happens with Big John Entertainment and DustyFuton.com. Thank you to Backstage360.com for their contribution to this episode. I hope you enjoyed this presentation of the Dusty Futon remix. Stay tuned next week for another episode. And please make sure to subscribe and rate us on iTunes or through your favorite podcast service.